Many people would like to upgrade or move from their present home to something different, but during these economic times, the lack of available affordable housing stock plus the higher mortgage rates, many people feel stuck where they're at. Why don't you make sure that the house that you're in is the safest, healthiest, and most comfortable that it can be? That's where Mold and Mildew Solutions can come in and analyze your home to give you recommendations for your indoor air quality, comfort, and the healthiness of your crawl space or basement. Having been in the business for 39 years, we've certainly seen a house or two. It's because of that expertise, plus the rare qualities of integrity and honesty is the reason they have many word-of-mouth referrals and over 100 5-star reviews on Google. At no charge, you can download a copy of the book that Lee Ramey wrote several years ago. He shares with you how to find, remove, and prevent mold in your home. That website is freemoldbook.com. Or call Mold and Mildew Solutions to book an inspection at 205-252-9506.
Discover Alabama.
All right, welcome to the Discover Alabama podcast. It is Saturday, December 6, 2025, and I hope people are watching this, but I know the SEC Championship just started a few moments ago, but I've got my co-host. If you want to introduce yourself and our special guest.
Hey, guys, this is Mike Miller. Excited to be here, as always, on the first Saturday of the month, and we're excited about our guest this week. We got Greg Mihaly from the Window Source. Hey, Greg, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about
welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Greg Mihaly. I own the Window Source of Birmingham. Local Hoover resident. Moved here with the family about 3 years ago.
Okay. Excellent. Where'd you move from?
Moved down here from Baltimore.
That's a move,
Good
man.
or bad experience moving? Just curious. Did you do it yourself?
The move is terrible, and in your space, I would say there's a lot to improve upon.
Okay, good to go. That's just something random that
we can't blame him for not knowing Crocker moving when he was in Baltimore.
Yeah,
but,
I don't blame you at all for that. But so what made you get started in the window business? Did you wake up one day and say, I want to do windows?
Sort of. I got sick of working for other people. We came down here after selling a couple rental properties that we had, and when we came down to Alabama, we knew nobody. We bought a house sight unseen. And
you're brave.
Because of selling those houses, we had a little bit of money. And that being said, I was in sales for 20 years, realized there's some good money to be made, and I was sick of making it for other people. So I reached out to some friends, almost got into ice cream. Love ice cream. That's a whole different story, but almost got into that business, realized it wasn't the right thing for me. And
now, you guys can't see Greg, but he's a fit man, and I can't imagine you owning an ice cream shop.
I eat ice cream every day, still to this day.
Good
it's
for
usually
you.
my late night snack.
Yeah, as long as you burn the calories, you're good.
Yeah,
so.
But how I got into windows is my college roommate, actually, he's been with the Window Source for about 10 years.
Okay.
He has a shop outside of Charlotte, Window Source of the Carolinas. And I turned to him and I looked in a very confident and maybe too confident kind of way and said if he could do it, I could do it. And basically turned to him, and he's been my mentor. There's a corporate entity to this. There's about 65 of us around the country, and they helped us get running. So it was just a matter of finding somebody that could put in the windows for me, and I run the front of the house, and I have a colleague that runs the back of the house.
Okay.
Well, let me ask a stupid question. Just tell us more, back up, I guess, a little bit. What is the Window Source? I mean, is it residential? Is it commercial? What do you guys do?
A little both, maybe?
Yeah, we're mainly residential.
Replacement, new construction?
Again, we're mostly residential replacement windows.
Okay.
So we take out the existing product and we put in a new product. All of it's custom made, custom designed, and we try to be order takers as best we can. What do you guys want, and how can we make it work for you?
Wow.
Okay. How long, let me ask you just a random question, how long does an average window last in a house?
So a lot of the homes in Alabama have wood windows, and the wood windows tend to be builder grade, and they tend not to be built to last forever.
So is that kind of like, for the folks listening at home, you buy a new car and the tires that you get from the dealership, they don't seem to last that long if it's a brand new car?
Correct. Yeah, you'll get something kind of run-of-the-mill, like I said,
True divided light if it's an old house, glazed windows.
Yep. In this case, we're getting pocket fit replacement windows. It's a much simpler installation process, but it's a much better energy efficient product for the home, and it is meant to last. So the wood windows used to last 10 to 15 years. Now, again, builder grade products, you might get 10 years out of it before there starts to show
fast grow pine, right?
When they changed the wood preservation process back in the late 90s. So once they changed that, some of the chemicals they took out of that makes them last in a
Yeah,
shorter
I
period
had
of
a
time.
home builder I had a conversation with fairly recently, and you hear the story about more of the older homes are built better because they're the master craftsmen. That there would be one guy that all he did was build fireplaces, and he might build 20 a year, and that's what he did for 50 years. It does not seem like there's quite the pride in work these days.
Yeah, and plus the tree farms, right? I mean, you can grow trees that they have to grow fast and they have to grow in a different way. So you're cutting trees at an earlier age; they're just not as strong.
Yeah.
So the wood's different, and a lot of the product we do now is mostly vinyl. I mean, wood's kind of old-fashioned. We can offer wood products, but a lot of people don't want it or don't.
The vinyl looks good, holds up good, doesn't rot.
Correct.
But you mentioned energy efficiency, and I'm familiar with some terms like low E, but what are the different options there, Greg?
Yeah, a lot of our listeners at home probably aren't fully aware of what they are.
Yeah, so basically anything that has to meet Energy Star ratings for the South Central, in our case, we have to have double pane glass, at least one coat of low E, and then there's typically going to be argon gas in between those panes, all of which should give roughly a 30-degree temperature change.
Wow.
So a lot of homes nowadays, they're not sealed tight, there's gaps, or they don't function. That's the main reasons why we change out windows. And when we put new windows in, it's going to be a quieter home, it's going to be an insulated home, and you're not going to have the same drafts or potential bugs that are infiltrating.
Okay. Let me ask you, what's the average time it takes? Somebody needs a window installed, they call you, grandkids are playing in the yard, they throw a baseball, you see it in the average store, you see it on the movies, and they break a couple windows or two. How long does it take for y'all to get out there and get it installed and everything done?
It's kind of a trick question. However, so I run everything on the front of the house. So if you have an appointment and you get a free estimate, I'm going to be the guy you see, most likely. That being said, it is a custom process. So we have to know what you're looking for, how many windows, what kind of windows, all that fun stuff. Once we get that settled, we have a final check with my installer, and then we order the product. So it could be about a week before a product's actually ordered. Then, depending on the product, it could take anywhere from 4 to 6 to even 8 weeks to get the product in, and then another period of install. So it could take, in the quickest turnaround, probably 6 weeks, most likely closer to 8 to maybe even 12.
So we may be a little while where we have something patched up while we're waiting.
Correct, yeah, and I do have ties with a lot of folks in the area, so we do glass work on the side. It's not our main field of business, but it is
Get
a quicker
somebody through,
fix
sure.
if somebody has a problem.
So again, this is Greg with the Window Source. Greg, how do we get in touch with the Window Source?
Yeah, so everything we do, of course, we got a local phone number. We have everything posted on our website, the Window Source of Birmingham.com. I'm on every type of social media you can find me on. We post tons of before and after photos. So hopefully folks turn to that, see some of the work we've done, find something they like, and then inquire.
Okay. And you said there's a local phone number. You want to share that?
Yeah, local office is 205-379-6527, and when you call that office, it is going to be a local person, most likely Casey. She runs the office.
Nice.
She'll take the call. She'll get us on the schedule, and then again, you should see me. The number again is 205-379-6527.
And that's for the Window Source of Birmingham. So what's been going on in the moving world, Eric?
I mean, it's a little bit colder, obviously, so we're not quite as busy as we are during the summer months of the year, but we have had a lot of deliveries pick up because we do a lot of home furniture, residential deliveries. That has picked up, and based on the emails I've been given, we're going to get a lot more volume of that.
Isn't there a lot of moving right around the holidays? People trying to get their kids ready
it's
for
one
the
of
next.
those things I've done. It seems like I've done a lot more long distance estimates, and a lot of people seem to be having closing issues for whatever reason. I'm not a mortgage professional. I move the houses. I don't sell them. I don't do the title or the mortgage. It seems that there's a lot of people like, hey, this job is going to happen maybe in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We did a move for a museum, and I did their estimate months back. They didn't get back to us. We just thought they moved on because they weren't returning calls or emails. Great people, and they called us 3 weeks ago. Hey, we need y'all to move us.
This is a museum.
It was the storage stuff for the overflow
gotcha.
museum. It was pretty interesting. It was actually like a quarter mile from here is where we took this stuff.
Really?
So maybe a half a mile. So.
Yeah. That's an unusual move.
Yes, yeah, they had a
Picturing
unique,
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is that where they
Well, it
stored all
wasn't
the
quite
stuff
like that,
at the end?
but they did have a crate that you could definitely put a large motorcycle in.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We got to move that, so. But that's not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
What about the garage door world?
Well, the cold snap springs. That's just the way it goes. Those things are made out of a pretty high carbon steel, and the weather changes, and we get busy serving the people of Birmingham. So ProLift has been very busy this week, getting doors open, up, down, whatever they're not doing, we make them do. So things have been good at ProLift, but we're always willing to help the community.
Yeah, not to steal your thunder, but I'm going to need your services myself. I think one of the two had broke at my house, and I'm just trying to get it through the next couple of weeks before we have to get that repaired. So we'll be talking.
You
more
let
soon.
me know. We'll come out. Greg actually lives in the same area I do, and we've known each other for quite a while. And you mentioned your family before. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Yeah, so if anything, the family has gotten tighter and closer together since moving to Alabama.
Yeah.
It's been a great move for us. Whole different lifestyle down here. Again, we didn't
little
know.
warmer winters, right?
It's fantastic. It's so much better. I don't mind if I don't see snow again. But that being said, it's just been great. I have two boys, second and fifth grade. They're very involved with sports. Hoover and the area around us has a ton of sports activities. And my wife is actually, I'm very excited to say she's going to be joining us in about 2 weeks. So she's getting out of her current
at the
job.
Window Source. Excellent.
Yeah, the job that she brought that brought us down here. Actually, she's now going to get out of that job. She's been in that career for 18 years, and thankfully our business has grown to the point where we can make it a true family office. She'll come onto the team. I'm going to hopefully pass off a lot of responsibilities to her to make it a real business instead of me trying to hold everything together with tape and paper clips.
Well, I always say when you start a business, you may be the boss, but you're also the chief toilet cleaner and the bottle washer and
All the
everything
fun
else.
stuff.
So, well, I can't help but notice you've got on your Serve shirt.
Yeah, so this morning we had a great opportunity. We spent the first 4 hours roughly over at Church of the Highlands. It's a great time of the year. They do all their Christmas gift sorting today. So me and the family, we got out about 7:30, met with the folks at the Highlands, and basically just sorted gifts for the last few years.
That's
or
excellent.
for the last few hours.
So you guys have jumped into the community and not only doing a great job with replacement windows, but joining the faith aspect of the community and the service aspect of the community.
Yeah, kids
and
are getting older.
I've lost the ability to speak, but otherwise we're doing great here.
Yeah,
Kids are getting older. We like to show them different things in life, and of course, the church has brought us together, made us really get involved in the community. It's a big community. Church of the Highlands is great. Introduced us to a lot of people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, good deal. So getting back to the windows, so I know, and I'll let you tell more about your product because you're the expert on that. But if somebody just decided, hey, I bought a fixer-upper and I know there's some problems, but I want to replace all the windows. What do you think an average home, let's say 1,600 square foot house, I know each home's a little bit different about how many windows, what do you think it would cost to replace windows like that? Just average windows? I know you, and I'd like to, you could tell us a little bit later about what different styles you have and what, the cost of this window versus this one, but that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's a great question. Gentleman yesterday I talked to actually had no idea what the cost was going to be. There's a ton of businesses that do, higher end, lower end, and all things in between. We find ourselves to be pretty much in the middle. Most of our work is referral work. We do everything on a custom basis. The older the home, the less windows. Older homes may have 10 to 12 windows. Newer homes could have 20, 30 or more, depending on the size of that house. Really, what I tell folks from a general standpoint is, first off, we're more or less a broker. We have different product lines. We try to have a product for every neighborhood, every HOA. That being said, I tend to tell folks if you're looking for some basic white vinyl windows, you could start somewhere around the price of around $800 installed. And if you go up from there, everything you do to that product, colors, grids, different things outside of vinyl, that'll change the price. So typically you're going to be looking at around $800 as a good baseline, and then it kind of goes up from there. And of course, if you fill out a whole home, your prices go down. There is that bulk incentive.
Yeah.
And how many do you have to get on average to get the bulk incentive? Like just average homeowner, not fill in the blank contractor that's
it sounds silly,
houses.
but in our case, we really need to have 3 windows to make the job make sense. We have some fixed costs with labor, but that being said, if you have over 3 windows, you start to get that incentive. And that being said, again, it's rare that people only want 1 or 2 windows fixed, but over time, 2 windows today may lead to 10 windows next year. So it's one of those things. We don't try to pass up any opportunity. A lot of shops do set minimums, and we try to help everybody in the sense of knowing that not everybody wants a full house remodel.
When you take out a window and put a new one in, you've got molding on the inside of the window. You've got brick mold on the outside of the window. Do you guys handle that front to back for the customer, or do they have to have another trade come in and do anything after you're gone?
That's a great question. A lot of people ask us to do things out of our scope of work. When it comes to the opening, as long as the opening is going to stay the same shape, we can do just about anything to that, interior, structurally, or exterior. If the house is really old, there's a lot of rot, we do have to sometimes rebuild the framing, but outside of that, we can replace casings. We can swap out the window, and then, of course, replace that at brick mold if necessary. So we do it tip to tip.
Yeah, so maybe paint, and that's about all that's left.
Typically,
right?
that is all that's left. It's just the paint.
That's great.
Okay, we are coming up on the break. You're listening to the Discover Alabama podcast. We'll be right back. We've got the Window Source of Birmingham today.
At Prestige Alarm, life safety isn't just a service, it's our mission. We protect your employees, your customers, and your business. From fire alarms and sprinkler systems to BDA surveys and emergency lighting inspections, Prestige Alarm handles it all. Driven by fire code and accuracy. You won't have to call us twice. When you need us most, we answer the phone. Our on-call technicians respond even after hours. And for a limited time, when you choose Prestige for at least 2 of these services, we'll give you 1 full year of monitoring at no charge. Prestige Alarm, life safety made paramount, protecting what matters most.
Identity theft is a distressing crime for anyone to deal with. Sometimes it can even have catastrophic consequences on your life. At Legal Shield, we strive to build a better world where access to justice and security is equal for every human, no longer simply sold to the highest bidder. Legal Shield is innovating and disrupting the traditional legal system, a system that is expensive, complicated, and time-consuming. Through technology and our provider law firm network, legal access is now simple, easy, and affordable. At Legal Shield and ID Shield, we've laid out several key elements you can take to reduce your risk of identity theft. For more information, contact Bonnie Solt at 205-503-3829 or visit her on the web at www.basult.wearelegalshield.com.
Are you considering owning your own business or franchise? Not sure where to start? Gary Jordan with Summit Franchising can help. They represent over 700 franchises. He can guide you through the process of exploring franchise opportunities. Gary listens to understand your goals and background. There is no pressure. Gary works on your schedule. You are under no obligation. The best part is that Gary's services are free to you. The franchise industry pays all fees. You can call Gary today at 205-482-1834. Check out his website at summitfranchising.com.
Discover Alabama.
Welcome back to Discover Alabama. This is Mike with ProLift Garage Doors and my co-host Eric. Say hello, Eric.
Hey, welcome. I'm Eric with Crocker Moving Services.
And we've got our special guest today, Greg from the Window Source of Birmingham.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Our replacement window specialist.
Yeah, you are the window man. So we were talking a little bit during the break about homeowners associations, and you know, a lot of people live in those areas. There's good and bad things about them, but you always hear conflicting reports, because I know as a mover, a lot of places won't let you work there at certain times. I'm sure, Mike, you deal with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
If there's a problem with their homeowners association, can you just get any window, or can you work with them? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So that's a great question, because most HOAs play hardball, and they have these covenants that are written decades ago in some cases, and they have rules that haven't changed since then. So a lot of these HOAs we go into have wood windows, and most homeowners believe they have to get more wood windows. But what I found is that by supplying the right paperwork, spec sheets of the product, descriptions of the product, colors, all that good stuff, they actually will approve and have approved all of our jobs to this point. So moving down here from Baltimore, the HOAs are much different. These homes down here are 2,000 community homes. They're very large, and there's a lot of them around town, and they all have the same question. So in the end, what we found is that homeowners can often get what they want with the right information, and we supply all that information for them.
Yeah, well, if a HOA's bylaws were written 20, 25 years ago, materials have changed significantly in that period, right?
Correct, yeah, and especially when we talk about vinyl, it's probably 95% of our business. The vinyl quality has changed. All the competition, the EPA changes, and everything else, they're better products than they were before. It's all virgin product, and I think that and all the other energy efficiency characteristics, you get a better product that's going to last, and it's got a lifetime warranty.
Tell me about that, because I know at my house, we have windows that fog up. The seal's broken. Mm-hmm. So is that part of the warranty? How does that work?
In our case, it would be. So
Nice.
In our case, anything from tip to tip, it could be a broken piece of glass, a fogged piece of glass. It could be anything from the tensions needing, the tension rod and the balance needing changed out because the window's no longer open and close. Everything within that is lifetime warranty covered, and it's also a transferable product. So if you move out of that house, the next homeowner gets that same thing.
That's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome, because I was going to ask that if somebody moved.
Yeah, and we're very popular in the real estate transaction, whether it's someone that needs to get new windows in order to put their house and list it, or if someone is actively buying and they put money in escrow, we can help out both buyer or seller in the case of selecting the right product for them.
That's great. Well, before the break, you were mentioning some of the costs. What do most customers do? Are they doing a HELOC? Are they? Do you offer financing? How do most customers pay for new windows?
Yeah, we do offer financing. Obviously, we take just about any general form of payment: credit card, cash check.
Firstborn child. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take whatever kind of money you got. But in that case,
Bitcoin.
yeah, financing's always available. We have some same as cash offers. But in the end, it's all based on credit score and that person's background. Right. So. Check or cash are always going to be the cheapest and most economical because you're going to save on the fees, but we understand everyone can't do that. So we've got just about everything, and we try to take all the questions away as to why someone shouldn't get new windows.
Yeah. Well, if you add up the average, which you said was how much?
I mean, it could be anywhere from $800 to $1,200.
And then multiply that times 25 windows, you're starting to get into well, these days that'll get you out of the grocery store, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. Cost of eggs at least have gone down.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's not a insignificant decision or purchase that a customer makes.
Right. And again, a lot of people have no idea what windows cost, and sometimes they're expecting them to cost what they did maybe 10, 15 years ago when they got a quote originally.
Yeah.
And that cost is almost tripled from that point.
Well, I run into that in the moving world because people will be, we moved X amount of years ago and it was this, or it was, the fuel costs weren't the same, or the big thing was, hey, my husband or wife's company moved us and we've never had to pay for this and this is astronomical. I'm like, okay, call my competitors. We're competitive in the pricing. Period.
Right, and again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Certain homeowners, they only want to change certain parts of the house. They may start at 5 or 10 windows, and they may build around until they get them all changed out. Others rip the Band-Aid and do them all at once. It's up to the homeowner, but you don't have to buy a whole house of windows.
Yeah, I guess you could knock out the front.
Correct.
And then get yourself back together, and in a few months knock out the back. And
sometimes husband and wives will joke, I'm going to buy you a window for Christmas and you'll buy me one for Easter, and then I get one for my birthday, and it's it's a fun time, but we try to make it as light and economical as possible.
Hey, my wife and I are getting a new stove for Christmas, so I understand.
Yeah. Is that you're officially old and an adult when you're happy you get a new appliance? I got a new fridge a year ago, so
that's exciting, right?
Yeah,
at this age.
40,
that's on our docket, right? We got to get a painted house, and we got to get a new fridge this year.
And your garage door repaired, apparently.
Correct.
Yes. So if somebody got a whole house of windows, we said average house 25 windows. How long would it take from once you actually got the product, you got everything measured, when your team shows up to install them? Is that a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day process, or because I have no clue.
Yeah, so a lot of that's based on time of year. In the summertime when it's really hot outside and it's not dark until 9 o'clock, we can put in 20, 25 windows in a day. That's pretty good. That's not, I would say, normal. In this time of the year, it's closer probably 10 to 12.
Okay.
Shorter on daylight, a little bit colder, can't start as early in the morning, all that stuff. But really, I'd say on a normal basis, you're looking at roughly 15 windows in a day.
And you mentioned your team. So are the installers your guys? Are they subs? How do you work that?
Yeah, so that's important to know. They're all my guys, and we're a small business, so there's only 6 of us total. Again, I run the front of the house, Casey runs the office, and then Mike runs the back. And really, it's just a matter of communication. So in order to make it as efficient as possible, I'm the first person you see. if a job is sold and we go to the next step, Mike comes out, does final measurements, checks the scope of work, making sure we have everything accurate, because we try to reduce change orders as best we can. I think a lot of companies might thrive on change orders. You have a certain agreed upon price, and then all of a sudden that's a very different price based on X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
So we try to eliminate that by having the installer see the work, try to correct anything ahead of time, and if there's anything that's off topic, we then address it before we take your deposit, before we order the product. Try to take away as
And you would 100% say y'all need to be the ones that do the measurements, not the homeowner.
Oh, correct. We won't. Not to say homeowners can't pull a tape measure, but we need to make sure it's in our measurement specs.
Yeah, I got some blinds on my house a few years ago, and the guy that sold it to me, great guy, still a friend of mine, he's done a lot of work for me on the blinds, and he basically said, if you measure it and you screw up, you have to pay for it. But if I measure it and screw up, it's my screw up, and I don't have any issue paying for it to make it right. I appreciate that.
We've got a lot of screw ups in our warehouse, so if anybody needs some random non-matched windows, come see us.
Well, and it is important to know how to measure, because what you see is not the dimension of the window. You have to know how far beyond the trim, that window actually goes, or else every time you replace your windows, you're going to be getting smaller windows, right?
Yeah, correct. And every house is different. So some of the older homes, metal windows may only be 2 inches thick. New modern windows are at least 3 1/4 inches thick or more. So in some cases, we have to cut out the jambs to make sure that they fit. We may have to rebuild the whole frame. I mean, we do its best in order to keep the window at a maximum space and glass coverage.
Yeah.
But when we're doing the whole project, we take out the window mostly from the outside of the house. We install the window from the outside of the house. In most cases, you don't have to take down shutters. It's all dependent on the home, of course. But we try to, again, talk about that with the homeowner. Do you want us to take this down? Do you want to take it down yourself, because it's an expensive purchase? But then we just go ahead and install it. And again, by the time it's done, the goal is from the street, you can't tell what that window is. It's going to look new, it's going to look different, but you can't tell if it's wood, if it's metal, or if it's any other thing in between.
That's awesome.
Well, I love the new windows where you can swing them in to clean them and things like that. You know, that's a lot of people with the older windows. You have to get on a ladder to clean the outside of your window, but you don't have to do that with new windows, do you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, all the new windows basically have this vent feature. So the top sash and the bottom sash will tilt in for cleaning. It also makes it extremely easy if anything was to break and need replaced. Each window has its own barcode, so if anything breaks and it's in a third bedroom that you never go in, but you put on a wreath and now all of a sudden you see that it's broken, you can flip that sash and you can see the barcode, then it'll get that exact same replica replaced.
Wow.
So something random about this, and you didn't know I was going to ask you this. What's the biggest window you have ever had your team install?
Yeah, so there's some pretty large houses that are up on the ridge, and there's some that, you know, they want the biggest piece of glass possible, so they'll cut out
12 feet or something like that.
Yeah,
These are like non-operable windows.
Fixed glass, and there's sometimes 3 or 4 windows in a space, and they want to take out those 3 or 4 and just put a large piece of glass. So there's one in particular, it was about 16 foot wide. We're doing a very large job on Monday where they're going with 3 light sliders, so the center of that is fixed, but the 2 sides are operable, slide left to right. And it's on the 3rd floor of a cliff, so we're going to be doing the install from the inside.
I don't want to think about what your insurance agent is going to charge you extra for that job, or the cost either. It's not my business, but Lord, I don't want to think what that costs.
Ideally, we can get a lift back there and have a whole bunch of crews that can do it, but in the setting of this house, it's going to be all installed from the inside. Lots of hopes and prayers.
Yeah, I feel you. Tile good on the harness.
Yeah, and I tell you, windows are heavy. You know, a lot of people don't expect them to weigh as much as they do, but you're talking a 12-foot wide window, probably 5.5, 6 foot tall.
Double
weigh a couple
glazed,
hundred pounds.
Yeah.
You know, a couple hundred pounds, and it takes 4 or 5 guys to pick it up, put it in place, and then you got to do the whole install from there.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've seen that in some. Thankfully, in the furniture world, everybody's gotten rid of the large TV armoires, but 30 years ago, everybody had one. You go to somebody's house, that was a big thing. You have a TV armoire, and you put the TV in there, and now you almost never see them. But I saw a 9.5 foot tall one at a house earlier this week. It was a couple pieces at least, but it was probably every bit of 500 pounds.
I don't doubt it.
I think I've got a TV armoire I need to sell.
We had one in the warehouse for a while that somebody didn't want. Well, he wanted it, but his now wife didn't want him to have it, and so he brought it back to the warehouse, and that was another source of contention, but we finally got rid of it.
Yeah, you get right in the middle. Both of you do. You're both dealing with the homeowners. I do too, I guess. But
well, it's always a fun project too, because homeowners think sometimes we can do more than we can, right? So we don't change the size of the opening, but you can do a lot of things, especially in a large opening. How many windows maybe go from 2 to 1? add a different function. There's all different ways to build it, but the cool part is when a homeowner calls, we know it's going to get creative.
Yeah, do y'all do like tinted glass, or is it all just clear glass, or how does that work?
We typically just go with the clear glass. Everything's going to have a low E coating, but that being said, we can meet homeowner code, and we intend to meet homeowner code every way we can.
Okay, good deal. We are coming up on the break, guys. You are listening to the Discover Alabama podcast with the Window Source of Birmingham, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to relocate with ease? Look no further than Crocker Moving Services, your ultimate moving solution. Moving can be a daunting task, but with veteran-owned Crocker Moving Services by your side, it's a breeze. Owner, former Marine Eric Crocker makes sure his team of expert movers handles every step of the process, from packing your valuables with care to transporting them safely to your new address. When you ask Eric what sets his company apart from other moving companies, he'll tell you. His name is on the trucks. It's on the t-shirts. It's personal. He demands the best from his employees. Good appearance? It's a priority. They're drug tested. Backgrounds are checked. But what about your budget? Well, fear not. Crocker Moving Services doesn't try to make the last dollar on a move. They save you money, so you'll use their service again and tell your friends. Crocker Moving Services is licensed, insured, and bonded.
Want to put your brand in front of the right people? PromoBoulevard.com has you covered. From a spark of an idea to your event day, they're able to make your logo shine on the perfect promotional products. Business cards, brochures, labels, trade show signs, they do it all. Check out their ongoing special on upright retractable banners. It's a must-have for any business looking to grab attention. Let PromoBoulevard.com help you increase market share. Visit PromoBoulevard.com today or call Little Stu at 205-282-0042. That's 205-282-0042. Promo Boulevard, spelled promo, BLVD.com. Your business, your brand, your success.
Do you use a CPAP to treat sleep apnea? Wake up to savings with OxyMed. As a leaders in low-cost CPAP supplies online, we've got the prices and selection to keep you breathing easy. Sleep apnea? No problem. When it comes to sleep, get in bed with OxyMed. Visit oxymed1.com. That's oxymed1.com today and start saving on your CPAP mask and supplies. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Are you tired of the mortgage grind? Stuck in a 30-year debt trap? What if you could own your home, free and clear, in just 5 to 7 years? At Mortgage Free with Emily, our innovative strategy helps you save thousands in interest and sets you up for lifelong financial freedom. It's time to break the chains of conventional mortgages and start building wealth now. Whether you're a young couple, a mid-career pro, or planning for retirement, we have a smarter way to pay off your home and save for your future. Call Mortgage Free with Emily today and let's turn your home into your greatest asset fast. Do a search for Mortgage Free with Emily on Facebook or Instagram, or send her an email at mortgagefreewithemily, all one word, @gmail.com. You can also call her at 205-725-0250. Live the free life with Mortgage Free with Emily.
Levine & Associates, LLC. We are business engineers. We offer support, experience, and expertise. Small businesses need to succeed in the rapid moving, ever-changing business world. QuickBooks consulting, tax preparation, and tax planning are some of the services we offer. Levine & Associates, LLC.
Call us at 205-874-6324 and visit us on the web at levinetaxes.com. That's Levine, Levine, taxes.com.
You've heard about locally owned ProLift garage doors. your go-to company for garage door repairs. Have you thought about upgrading the appearance of your home with new garage doors? According to Remodeling Magazine, replacing your garage door is the #1 investment you can make to your home. Maybe you'd like to upgrade to carriage-style doors. Maybe you just have old doors that really look bad, broken glass, rotted wood. ProLift can install new doors for much less than what you may imagine. Whether you need a garage door repair, a basic replacement door, or you want to upgrade your doors, call ProLift Garage Doors at 205-215-6105 or visit them online at proliftdoors.com. proliftdoors.com.
Discover Alabama.
All right, and we are back. It is Saturday, December 6, 2025. I am your host, Eric, with Crocker Moving Services, and I've got Mike Miller with ProLift Garage Doors, and we've got our special guest, Greg Mihaly. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, so we were talking a lot about windows. I've got a question for you, Greg. What is your average client? Is it, a first-time home buyer? Is it a family of 5? Is it a retired couple that are empty nesters, or is it just varies?
So it really comes more down to the house. If the house is at 20 or more years, you're probably in need of some windows. But that being part of it, more established folks in life tends to be the target, right? Someone that might be over 50 that has a little more disposable income that takes care of the home, plans to be there.
Or possibly someone selling their house in the near future, maybe.
Yeah, correct. It's that real estate transactions are huge for us, but also the people that they toss the term around, this is my forever home.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't experienced a forever home yet because I don't think I'm in one, but those that are in one know that they need to take care of it.
Yeah.
Windows are a priority.
What's the saying? Everything's for sale if the price is right. I don't plan to sell my home, but if somebody showed up with enough money, we would make a deal and I'd get it moved.
There you go. You know a mover.
Yes, I do. Yes, sir.
That's excellent. Well, when we talk about your customers, and we've talked all about homeowners, is it exclusively homeowners, or do you work with remodelers, flippers? Do you only install what you sell, or?
Yeah, so if you need a window, I'm here to talk to you. They'll put it like that. We work with all kinds of contractors, people that might be adding a wall, taking a wall out, cutting out a new door, whatever the case is. We do offer doors as well. Windows is our bread and butter, but doors are a side item to that. But sometimes contractors just need 1 or 2 items, and they'll call us, and we can build it to their spec, and they can do the install. So we call that a cash and carry transaction. We're happy to offer that service. Contractors, new home builders, really anybody that needs new windows, we're here to help you out. And we can offer install services or just the sale. It's up to you.
In the previous time, you mentioned that you had some inventory too. So you've got some windows in your warehouse that might be.
When it
good
comes
deals.
to that, like all the different vendors, they send samples, they send different display items. Over time, we'll get more of the display and more samples, and over time, we just collect a lot of them. So in our warehouse, we do have some inventory. Again, it may not be mismatched. You might not get 1 or 2, more than 1 and 2 of the same item, but that inventory stacks up. We're always happy to turn it over.
If you need a good deal.
If it's a back window that nobody's ever going to see, it's kind of like, hey, I'm a flipper. What's it matter that much?
Yeah. Within the last month, we've had a landscaper call us. They're building a tool shed for their mechanic. They wanted to put a window in. We helped them out. A lady knocked down a wall, added a window. We helped her out. So 1 or 2 window jobs. If you're happy to install it yourself, we could still work something out.
Is there a warranty on that still, or is there not the same warranty because your team didn't install it? How does that work?
Yeah, the warranty only goes with the install.
Okay.
So the cash and carry item is still there, and we'd always help the homeowner out if something was to go wrong. But from a warranty standpoint, the lifetime aspect of that, the transferability, would have to come through a certified installer on our team.
Well, this seems like a really good point to remind everybody how to get in touch with the Window Source.
So again, our office here, 205-379-6527. We are the Window Source of Birmingham. Website is thewindowsourceofbirmingham.com, and number 205-379-6527.
Okay, and I know you are the Window Source of Birmingham. What's your main coverage area? Obviously, Birmingham Metro. Where do you normally go to?
So we travel roughly within an hour, 90 minutes tops, depending on the job, of course. But what we found is there's so much competition out there. There's probably other markets if you're beyond an hour and a half drive from where we are, whether you're up north in Huntsville or you're down south to Montgomery. But again, being in the space, we've built a network of people. So maybe we can cover you here locally, but if you need someone outside our range, we can tie you in with some other referral friends.
Okay, that's good to go. Random question: do y'all offer windows that would stop bullets?
No.
But you probably know a guy though.
I know one person that could do some security glass specifically, yes. Not very often we get that question.
I mean, I would think maybe some banks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, commercial work is a whole different animal. There's some folks that ask more specific questions towards soundproof. People live by railroad tracks, next to a highway, next to a gun range, all those different things. Lots of noise. We can do some soundproofing, but securities, that's typically something aftermarket. You have to add another layer to the glass after install.
But if they have the old single pane windows and you come in with some nice double pane, it's going to make a significant sound difference.
Yeah, substantially. I've had a woman say that she no longer hears the birds chirp, and that was a bad thing. And I understand why she said that, but when you get your window to produce a 30-degree temperature change, you're going to lose a little bit of that.
She has also lost the draft, is what you're saying.
I'm going to say that's going to help her out on the heating and cooling bill, and she'll probably get used to it.
Yeah, and again, like fireworks, right? 4th of July, almost everyone's got a dog that hides under a bed or runs in a closet, so those
Wets the
fireworks
floor,
become a lot more muddled after the new install.
Yeah, that's great. No, I get that. So how are you different versus fill-in-the-blank ABC window installing company?
So my general approach to the space is that we're just the normal people, right? We're just like you. We're here to talk to you on a human level. Our appointments don't have to last 2-3 hours. They can last 20 to 30 minutes. My role in this is to show you the offerings that we have, match the color and style that you like, take a measurement, and then leave you alone. Like, just let you be a human and decide on this on your own terms. You don't have to act today. The price isn't going to change if you call us tomorrow or next week. Having some rentals taught me some things, and that being the people that are more pushy tend to be disliked in my experience. I'll say that. So we just try to meet people on the human level.
What's the saying? Like you see the used car salesman that's pushy. Oh, you're going to buy this today, buy this today. I've had people try to push me on that when I've even told people, hey, I'm getting information today. I'm not planning to buy. And then they try to do we'll give you this much off. And I'm like, what part of that didn't y'all understand? Yeah,
I actually encourage people to get multiple quotes. And it's pretty common now anyways. 2-3 quotes is a normal.
Yeah, somebody rear-ends your car and the insurance company says go to 3 body shops.
Yeah, and I would suggest the same thing. And I actually love when I'm the second or third or last, however many people you see, just because the experience is so different with us. We keep it very simple, to the point, of course, but very simple. It's not something that should take multiple hours. We can all talk in detail of the product, but in the end, most homeowners just want to know, is my old window going away, and is this new window going to make my house better?
Yeah. Well, I imagine by this point you've got a lot of Google reviews too, don't you?
Yeah, I think we just broke 100, or
That's
we're
awesome.
pretty close to it. We're just in start of year 3, so we've got a lot of work to do ahead of us. But from this point on, I mean, the goal is to just try to get a Google review from everybody.
That has become one of the most important parts of what all three of us do.
Yeah, it's it's funny y'all say that because we got a bunch of new shirts made, and they are made in America. They're made in Minnesota.
That's barely America these days.
Yeah, I know. Well, this company definitely is. But that's another topic. I know this isn't a political show, but we actually got QR codes put on the back of our shirts. So, hey, my guys, hey, you do a good job for the Smith family. Get them, instead of handing them a review card, just, hey, scan my shirt. It's just a random thing that we've done. We're probably going to put it on the sleeve in a year or 2 from now. So
that's
just,
great.
Yeah, in
just
our space,
something random.
Even from a marketing standpoint, I've got a bunch of different phone numbers that have tracked this and that, and I've got a phone number on my truck and a QR code on my truck, and just being a guy that has a lot of activities in the neighborhood, I mean, it's great to be at the ballpark or at Costco getting gas or just sitting on 280 traffic. My truck is a billboard, and I'm in that truck all day, every day.
I had somebody years ago, and he's a retired real estate agent now, and I would say he's probably in his 80s. One of the things he told me, every time he went out to eat with his wife, kids, grandkids, he would hand, didn't matter if he was at Chick-fil-A or if he was at Ruth's Chris, he would hand whoever check him out, here's my card, call me if you need my services.
I might start that. That's not a bad idea.
He would get, he told me, he's a real estate agent, and he was kind of slacking off towards the end because he just, I think, was bored more and he didn't have to work that much. But he would get 5 or 6 closings a year just because someone said, hey, I got your card at the I was at the grocery store or something. Just random, they're checking them out.
Yeah. So
Yes,
that's
we do our part to sponsor, and I'm sure all you guys do too, right? Whether it's a golf outing, whether it's the baseball park,
the
whether
kids
it's
stuff. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, again, we just try to get our name out to everybody. Being a newer business that's not necessarily a household name, it's not probably one of the top 3 names that you would see or you would think of in the window space. But I think we've grown a pretty good presence here. We do a lot of networking. It's great to meet people. I try to shake hands and actually make it a point to see someone
shake
everywhere
hands
I
and
go.
kiss babies or something?
Yep.
We've got a remodeler that took a picture of our truck and called us from it a couple years ago, and he's done a ton of houses with us since then. So it's a great way. You never know where somebody's going to find you.
You never know.
Yeah, we are coming up on the break. I think probably our final segment. You are listening to the Discover Alabama podcast, and we'll be right back.
At Prestige Alarm, life safety isn't just a service, it's our mission. We protect your employees, your customers, and your business. From fire alarms and sprinkler systems to BDA surveys and emergency lighting inspections, Prestige Alarm handles it all. Driven by fire code and accuracy. You won't have to call us twice. When you need us most, we answer the phone. Our on-call technicians respond even after hours. And for a limited time, when you choose Prestige for at least 2 of these services, we'll give you 1 full year of monitoring at no charge. Prestige Alarm, life safety made paramount, protecting what matters most.
Identity theft is a distressing crime for anyone to deal with. Sometimes it can even have catastrophic consequences on your life. At Legal Shield, we strive to build a better world where access to justice and security is equal for every human, no longer simply sold to the highest bidder. Legal Shield is innovating and disrupting the traditional legal system, a system that is expensive, complicated, and time-consuming. Through technology and our provider law firm network, legal access is now simple, easy, and affordable. At Legal Shield and ID Shield, we've laid out several key elements you can take to reduce your risk of identity theft. For more information, contact Bonnie Solt at 205-503-3829 or visit her on the web at www.basult.wearelegalshield.com.
You've heard about locally owned ProLift Garage Doors, your go-to company for garage door repairs. Have you thought about upgrading the appearance of your home with new garage doors? According to Remodeling Magazine, replacing your garage door is the #1 investment you can make to your home. Maybe you'd like to upgrade to carriage-style doors. Maybe you just have old doors that really look bad, broken glass, rotted wood. ProLift can install new doors for much less than what you may imagine. Whether you need a garage door repair, a basic replacement door, or you want to upgrade your doors, call ProLift Garage Doors at 205-215-6105 or visit them online at proliftdoors.com. proliftdoors.com.
Discover Alabama.
All right, and we're back on our final segment of the Discover Alabama podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Eric with Crocker Moving Services, and I've got my co-host Mike Miller and our special guest Greg Mihaly. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, glad to be back. And Greg is with the Window Source of Birmingham, and I never get tired of asking you how we get in touch with the Window Source of Birmingham.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Office here, 205-379-6527. Again, 205-379-6527.
Excellent.
All right, and if y'all need a mover, we will move you across the hall, across the country. We won't go international, but I know a guy that I could send you. Or if you just need a few things, moved around internally, like some Christmas decorations, taken upstairs, downstairs, we're happy to do that. Give us a call at 205-721-3538 or go to crockermoving.com. Again, that number is 205-721-3538.
Eric, let me ask you something about Crocker Moving. I know you deal with commercial stuff, and obviously your biggest part of your business is homeowners, but are there still companies that move their employees, like relocate? Do you deal with the relocators?
We do some of that. It's weird because it's like the U.S. The federal government moves more people, mainly the DOD, than like the next 3 or 4 largest companies combined.
Wow.
And that's per year. A lot of that is international. There are some relocations people that do that, but it's random on the companies that'll do that. Some of them seem to be they just give people money, and that's just, hey, here's a check for X.
Yeah, here's $15,000. If it costs 20, the other 5's on you. Yeah.
Or they're saying, hey, if it's going to be more than X, let us know and we'll get it approved.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's interesting. Well, at ProLift Garage Doors, our aim is to service the community. We do garage door repair, replacement, new construction. This last week we've done mostly repairs, it seems like, just because of that cold weather snap and spring's breaking all over town. But if you need a garage door company, I know you're not thinking of one till you need one, but try to remember ProLift Garage Doors, and if you're in the sound of our voice, we'd love to help you. You can find us at proliftdoors.com or by calling 205-215-6105. Again, that's 205-215-6105. 6105, and if you call that number, I'm going to answer, so I'd love to talk to you.
So everybody call him at 3 a.m. today.
That's right. And one of the things that Greg shared during the break when we were chatting is that if you're working with him, you're not working with somebody he's going to pass you to. He's going to give you his cell phone number, and you're going to work with him. Greg, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I try to, again, just like you giving out your number, right? I'll give it out to folks that once we're doing business together, you might have a question at 8 o'clock at night, or just to check in after the fact when something might have gone wrong and you need some repair work. So I do feel like it makes that personal touch a little better. I am the owner of the business. I think it's important that people can reach me.
Yeah, I agree completely. And we're all three in that same position, and it makes a big difference when you are talking to the owner, I think.
Yes. You did mention also, Greg, that you had some of the people on the install team have been doing this 20 or so years.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so my lead installer, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be today, quite honestly. So I give a lot of credit to him and helped me build the business. But when we met and we first started talking, I didn't have a background in Windows. I had a background in sales. And I'm still, to this day, not going to install your window if I play my cards right. So I'm going to run the front of the house. I want to get the business going, build the brand, and then pass it off to Mike and the team. They've done the work. They have the experience. They've been in just about every neighborhood. So they know what the houses look like and any kind of HOA requirements that are needed.
Yeah, that's fantastic to have a team like that. Just kind of guaranteed quality right from day one. Your job's to manage the process.
Yeah.
Their job is to do the work right.
Yeah, and again, it's in-house, so it's all 6 people. There's not a lot of room for error. If you have a question that I can't answer, then I know the other 2 people that should be able to answer that question. It's a really quick response.
What is the craziest window situation you've come across?
Some of them really just come down to size and where they're located. I mean, there's a lot of big windows in some houses that we do, and they're these big shaped objects, and you have to get rigs and different type of wenching set up in order to actually lift the window. And then once it's in, hopefully it's not a windy day and you get blown all over town.
Yeah. I've seen some crazy houses, and you're just like, man, I don't want to think about. I think if I don't want to have to move that house sometime, which we will do it, but it's not going to be cheap always.
Oh yeah, steep driveways.
Yeah. I can't get a truck up my driveway, and I'm a mover, and that's the joke about where I live.
Yeah.
Well, you also shared with us that one of your goals for the company is to be that people-to-people good company, a company that your customers are comfortable referring.
Yeah, most of our work, thankfully, has been referral based, and I think it's just because they've gotten a good experience with us. Let's be real, every job at times may have a problem, and you just need to be able to communicate that problem.
Yeah, it's how you handle the problem. Not that you have the problem, because things are going to occur. People are going to get sick.
Glass breaks.
Yeah, weather I know affects y'all. It affects us some too.
Yeah, and it's difficult sometimes because there's a lot of anticipation around your new windows, but if it's a rainy day, we can't change your windows. I'm sorry. So all that work you took to take down your blinds and curtains and make your house look a certain way, and then we have to delay it a day or 2. I do feel bad, but we can't change windows if it's not weather conducive.
Yeah, it's the same with roofers, most of your landscapers, and some of your tree guys to a point. So,
well, believe it or not, we the great thing about garage doors is we're at least in a garage.
Yeah. Your job's probably a little bit easier in that regard, at least. Right. So, Greg, are there any people you want to give a shout out to? I know you've got a family.
Yeah, I mean,
probably listening.
My family, they know that I work a lot, like most of you guys in this. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm 20 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. Saturday is kind of my rest day. 20? So today, even working doing this, but this is a good kind of work, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife Megan, I'm looking forward to her joining the team. I think the whole team and business will do better now that she's part of it. My boys, they're 7 and 10. I don't think they really get what's going on, but I know that they ask me a lot. Why are you always wearing Window Source? Why are you always talking on the phone? Why does
your truck look like that?
But they appreciate seeing something happen. They go to the warehouse, they mess around a little bit, they get to see a product being built, and
you
that's
have
really
them
what it's all
clean the
about.
floor. And
I mean, my first job I had was 13 years old, working for my buddy's dad's carpenter shop. I swept all the sawdust off the floor. It was a never-ending job in a wood shop.
Well,
but it taught me
I guarantee
something.
you your boys are very proud of what you're doing.
I hope so.
They'll get there.
If they break a window, they know how to get it fixed without as much trouble as other cases.
There you go.
Probably so. Tell us something random about windows that people at home may not be aware of.
They just do more than I think people realize. Most times when people get new windows, first of all, your house is going to look different. I always tell folks the first couple of days, especially if you got your whole house done, it's going to feel like you're wearing polarized sunglasses. That low-E coating is going to give a little bit of a different look to the glass.
It stops the glare, though, right? Keeps the furniture
you still get
inside
the sun,
from.
But you're not getting that harmful UV.
Yeah, it'll stop because I know the sun will furniture and stuff will get
fade the color.
Faded. Bleached is where I was going, but faded.
Drywall could crack. Wood floors can crack. I mean, it can just wear away on the inside of your house.
Yeah.
But new windows make a heck of a difference. And if it's just the first time you've ever done it, it shouldn't be a difficult process. I mean, really, I think that's what sets us apart. We try to make it as simple as possible. On most of our advertisements, it say, buying windows should be simple. And I don't know if that's true for every case, but we try to make it as effortlessly as possible.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I'm sure, with contractors, and we're all in the home services industry, I should say, everybody's got a bad story about fill in the blank contractor. Maybe it happened to them, maybe it's their neighbor, cousin, brother, whoever, and I get that because I deal with the stuff. I think we're coming up on the last part of it. Anything you want to say, guys? Anything?
No, this has been great. First time being on the radio. Hopefully I didn't ruin anything for you guys. It's been a great
experience.
Great
job. We're so glad to have you.
We're still
happy
on
you're here.
the up and up, hopefully, start of year 3. A lot of room to run. We're located here in Hoover, Alabama. If you see me around, honk at me or take a picture. I've got friends out there probably listening that have seen me more times than once on the highway.
Well, let me give a shout out to Heather. I know she's listening, so I appreciate it, sweetheart, and we'll see you shortly.
All right, and bye, Mom, hi, Mom, whatever. I know you're listening, and you're listening to the Discover Alabama podcast, and we'll be back next week.
Thank you very much.
Are you ready to relocate with ease? Look no further than Crocker Moving Services, your ultimate moving solution. Moving can be a daunting task, but with veteran-owned Crocker Moving Services by your side, it's a breeze. Owner, former Marine Eric Crocker makes sure his team of expert movers handles every step of the process, from packing your valuables with care to transporting them safely to your new address. When you ask Eric what sets his company apart from other moving companies, he'll tell you. His name is on the trucks. It's on the t-shirts. It's personal. He demands the best from his employees. Good appearance? It's a priority. They're drug tested. Backgrounds are checked. But what about your budget? Well, fear not. Crocker Moving Services doesn't try to make the last dollar on a move. They save you money, so you'll use their service again and tell your friends. Crocker Moving Services is licensed, insured, and bonded.
Do you use a CPAP to treat sleep apnea? Wake up to savings with OxyMed. As a leaders in low-cost CPAP supplies online, we've got the prices and selection to keep you breathing easy. Sleep apnea? No problem. When it comes to sleep, get in bed with OxyMed. Visit oxymed1.com. That's oxymed1.com today and start saving on your CPAP mask and supplies. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Levine and Associates LLC. We are business engineers. We offer support, experience, and expertise. Small businesses need to succeed in the rapid moving, ever-changing business world. QuickBooks consulting, tax preparation, and tax planning are some of the services we offer. Levine and Associates LLC.
Call us at 205-874-6324 and visit us on the web at levinetaxes.com. That's Levine, Levine, taxes.com. Are you tired of the mortgage grind? Stuck in a 30-year debt trap? What if you could own your home, free and clear, in just 5 to 7 years? At Mortgage Free with Emily, our innovative strategy helps you save thousands in interest and sets you up for lifelong financial freedom. It's time to break the chains of conventional mortgages and start building wealth now. Whether you're a young couple, a mid-career pro, or planning for retirement, we have a smarter way to pay off your home and save for your future. Call Mortgage Free with Turn Your Home into Your Emily on her an email at mortgagefreewithemily, all one word, @gmail.com. You can also call her at 205-725-0250. Live the free life with Mortgage Free with Emily.
Ladies, are you tired of worrying about the cleanliness of your beautiful Oriental rugs? You decorated the whole room around the colors of that beautiful centerpiece. We understand, and that's why we're here to help. Introducing the Oriental Rug Experts by To the Rescue, your trusted partner in rug cleaning. Our team of skilled artisans delicately hand clean each rug, ensuring every fiber is cared for with precision and expertise.
I highly recommend this service. They cleaned a spot that I didn't think was possible to remove on a beautiful new white rug. They were on time, they were professional. I do plan on using them again for upholstery cleaning.
As a woman, I know how important it is to have a reliable and trustworthy service, someone you don't mind being in your home. That's why To the Rescue is dedicated to providing a cleaning process that preserves the intricate details and vibrant colors of your cherished rugs. Join thousands of satisfied customers who have put their trust in us for nearly 4 decades. With To the Rescue, you can rest assured your rugs are in caring hands.
To the Rescue cleaned a large and very dirty Oriental rug for us. We are very impressed with how it turned out. Their professionalism during pickup and drop-off and communication during the whole process. We'll definitely be using them again.
So why wait? Call us now at 25CLEAN. That's 205-252-5326. And experience the difference for yourself. To the Rescue, where expertise and trust meet for women who appreciate the finer things in life.